Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Ibrahim Traore.
Ibrahim Traore.
Ibrahim Traore.
Capitaine Ibrahim Traore.
Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Captain Ibrahim Traore have done it once again, even though they are trying so hard to take him down by trying to assassinating him, by trying to remove him in power. But this young man, at the age of 37 years old, he seemed not to give up. Instead, he keep on continue fighting so hard, and he keep on impressing people of Africa continent, of course, as well people of Burkina Faso, for his wonderful work. Ibrahim Traore have done it once again, and no one expected this. No one saw this coming. Guys, I don't want to say much because Ibrahim Traore have just make a very big move, which can be a very fine example for many African leaders out there, especially those who want to be stealing from their own people in order for them to benefit their own families. Have watched this video more careful. You can get to understand exactly what did Ibrahim Traore did this time, so that we'll come back again and have more analysis. Have a listen.
We pray for them. We continue to pray for all those who have gone before us to the afterlife. But we do not mourn them because we do not want us to continue feeling sorry for ourselves. We will avenge them, and we will avenge them forever. All those who took up arms against our homeland will perish. Burkina Faso will be the grave of terrorism. I promise you this. And we will ensure that we continue to equip, train, and recruit Burkinabe youth to defend our homeland, and that we can bring back the much-desired development to Burkina Faso for the happiness of our people. So be honored for that. Those who sacrificed their lives so that we are here today, and continue to pray for all those who continue to fight so that tomorrow our homeland will be a war imposed on us. We have no choice but to fight, and that is what we are doing. Today, more than ever, we have the initiative on the ground, and day by day, we avenge all those who have lost their lives in this fight since 2015. We cannot imagine the pain of each of you, but we know that you are the heroes during our absence. God only knows how you are suffering, whether we return or not. Women continue to suffer at home. Children are suffering greatly in our absence. It is painful, but be sure of one thing, it is for the homeland. And all we can do is think about how to take care of you so that this pain can be eased. I think this is the very essence of this conference, which has brought you together so that we can find solutions that come from you. Recently, we've been working to develop an application through which people can register. And I've been informed that the application is ready and should be launched in the coming hours or days. The entire process will be implemented to help those who cannot register on their own, to support them, to enable them to register, and to first have a clear, comprehensive database of all those who have sacrificed everything for their country. This is how we can truly support you, the wives that you are, and our children that you continue to support. But before all that, we have taken several steps to provide as much support as possible. The database will give us a full picture of the situation and allow us to take appropriate measures. And it is with this in mind that ASAV-VOVG was created. Because if we want to effectively take action on behalf of our wounded, widows, and orphans, we need to have an agency specifically dedicated to this because there are so many services. And I know that many of you are often bothered by the array of associations or services that continue to call you left, right, and center for certain things. We want to standardize all this data. That's why ASAV-VOVG was created. And I think you will contribute through representatives at ASAV-VOVG to manage a certain amount of data. And I'm already pleased with the first point that was raised, in particular, finding an umbrella organization that will recruit all the widows in Burkina Faso. That's already a very good start. With the database, I think it will be very easy to do, and it's from there that we can take consistent action on your behalf. So let's get back to the points that were raised here. When I take the case of women's empowerment, as you said, it's essential to move towards that so that every woman can have enough to feed her family. That's the very essence of what we want to do. It's imperative. Otherwise, how will we educate our children? How will we care for our children? So, in this context, you mentioned a number of measures that can be considered, and we're going to reflect on the case of those who have created vocational schools, academic diplomas, the Ministry of Civil Service even considering the issue of quotas, particularly the training centers that we have already initiated on a small scale. But it's not global, and I'm still saying that the database will allow us to have a map because there are those located in large cities. But through the databases, we need to know how many women come from Gorom, how many women come from Naingulugo, how many women come from Nana, and so on. This will allow us to determine the proportion of women based on their geographical location, and we can decide to set up specific centers in certain parts of the country to provide support. But already, with everything you've said, I can tell you something. We are in a dynamic of power, gradually integrating you, whether it's those who have diplomas or those who don't already have them, or those who benefit from training, whether in sewing, soap making, catering, or other fields. We are restructuring many funds at the government level. So this year, I was able to see the report, for example, of the fund we called Fesconably. They granted loans worth nearly 7 billion. But those who benefit from the loan are not aware of the purpose for which they take the loan. I gave instructions to redirect the loan towards fairly strategic objectives. You will be able to benefit from loans in these structures, in the places you know well, which we are also revitalizing. This is in favor of all women. Here, the file is clear, so we can have special advantages so that you can also access funds there to help you set up your business. There is the fund that existed for financial inclusion, which we recently transformed into an agency if you've been following. It has now become the Agency for the Promotion of Financial Inclusion, and we want to equip it so that it can support you. And it's the fund, really, which is also dedicated to small and very small businesses in particular. So women who are entrepreneurs who want to have a minimum credit and be self-sufficient in their jobs. In addition to all that, those who want to start a business in the field of agriculture or agricultural processing. We also want to replenish the N2 CACAFA funds so that you can apply. And once we have a clear enough file, if you apply, SVOVIG will see how to interact with all these funds to facilitate and monitor your progress, especially regarding what you're going to undertake. So we don't want to just train you and leave you. We want to train you, support you to get established, and enable you to work.
Like him or not, Captain Ibrahim Traore is winning so far, and is winning because of his actions. He knows what to do, what to say at the right time, and at the right people who are so thirsty to listen to what Ibrahim Traore have to say. Guys, you watch this video without being interrupted, and you have to listen to the message which Ibrahim Traore have to pass to these widows and orphans of this Burkina Faso troops who have been killed in this war that's been going on for some times now, between the government of Burkina Faso and the terrorists. Keep in mind that these terrorists, they are those Burkinabés who the French, which is the former colonial of Burkina Faso, they have put in place in order for them to fight the government of Burkina Faso. Again, like one of their strategies which they have done so far, in order for them to continue having their own puppets as the head of the state in Africa continent. Let me try to explain to you a little bit of what is happening exactly before we get to comment about what Ibrahim Traore have just said. Guys, so what happened is that France, they've been in Burkina Faso for some times. We're talking about years and years. And these people, they are used to always have their own puppet presidents whom they are deciding to put in power. This puppet president who have to be at their service. This puppet president who will have to do things according to what they are ordering them. And that is the reason why you find out that all the major tenders which have to come from the government, it does not go to the people of Burkina Faso or any other African countries. It goes to a specific companies which have something to do with the Western. Why? Because this Western, whenever they put someone in power, they make sure that they will be telling you what to do. If you want maybe to buy some guns, or if you want to buy some cars, or whatever it is for the government, they will impose on you and saying that you have to give this tender to this particular company or to this kind of individuals. That is how they get to gain back their money, because remember, they have helped you in order for you to be in power. They acknowledge your leadership. They are defending you out there. So you have to do something in return in order for you to last longer. And this is how they manage to detect or to influence the whole entire politics of Burkina Faso during the Blaise Compaoré, who was the former president of Burkina Faso. He did these things. He worked with all these former colonials, and everything seemed to be okay until when things start changing around, whereby today they'll put this leader and tomorrow the same Western will come and try to change this leader from one moment to another moment, and we start experiencing or seeing some military coup taking place in Burkina Faso, from one military to another military, until when Ibrahim Traore came in. Because when all these things was happening, Ibrahim Traore was there. He could see what was happening. He was just kind of like studying and could see on how these people who were in power back then, they were busy playing with people of Burkina Faso. So he had to see his own vision, the way of doing things, and how things are being done. Then he was kind of like disagreeing, and it's like, no, I'm not going to allow this to happen under my my nose. So I'll have to do something about this. And he came in power. Yes, the Western, maybe they thought it was just going to be that easy. They thought maybe they will take him down like the way they did with other different politicians over there in Burkina Faso. They were just knowing that, no, it's something small, we're going to influence him. Because most of these military leaders, when they usually come in power, they come with a so-called the government of a transit government, whereby they say that, no, we're just here to put everything in order before we release or give power to the civilians, and us will go back to the army. But the next thing is, once they are settled in power, once they taste the beef soup, they don't want to go anywhere. We have like this one, the one from Gabon, the one who took after Ali Bongo. This man, he came in, he was kind of like, no, look, I'm here, I'm just doing the transit. But did you see what happened recently? He retired in the military. Now, as we are talking right now, is kind of like representing himself to the upcoming election in Gabon. Why? Because this man, he was not there to help people of Gabon to get rid of Ali Bongo. No. This is the world of politics. Anything it is possible. So the Western, they thought it was going to be easy, or it was going to be the same thing with Captain Ibrahim Traore as the head of the state of Burkina Faso. But once Captain Ibrahim Traore came in, he looked whatever he found on his desk as the head of the state. He started disapproving certain things, certain contract which was already been there on the table coming from the Western. Then it's like, no, what is this file doing here? What is this document doing here? What is this doing here? No, I don't want. Then he starts rejecting all these requests from the Western. And they took that as a threat, of course. They start again, like trying to threatening up him as well. No, we're going to send you, giving you a sanction. We're going to do this. We're going to do that, like they always like to do. Ibrahim Traore, he gave them a simple exercise by asking them that, no, guys, you need to embark the Burkina Faso so that we can be able to buy the fighting weapons. Because we know very well that this terrorist which has been fighting Burkina Faso, it is a fight which is being imposed by Burkina Faso. So therefore, it is either you tell your men who are in the bush to put their gun down, or sell us the proper materials so that we can be able to fight with our own troops. But just because these people, they have seen Ibrahim Traore as a threat to them, they refuse. The USA refused to remove sanctions on Burkina Faso. France did also the same, refuses. Why? Because France, they were actually the middlemen, whereby they're standing to negotiate in behalf of Burkina Faso. If Burkina Faso want to buy some fighting weapons like guns or drones or whatever it is, they're not allowed to buy it directly around Western countries. So Burkina Faso, they will have to take a portion of big amount of money, give it to France. France will buy the weapons and deliver it for them. So when Ibrahim Traore came and said that, no, from now on, we want to buy our own weapons on our own so that we can be able to defend our army, well, that became a serious problem. That's when they start now fighting him, putting all these kind of sanctions against him. So the man is like, no, if that is the case, then let me also show you what I'm capable of. He closed everywhere where there's their assets through their minings and everything. It's like from now on, no license for you. You are not allowed to produce any kind of mineral in our country. That's what drove them insane. As they were busy planning to see what they can do next, Ibrahim Traore did not only stop there. He went on in his neighboring countries such as Mali, Niger. He will end up influencing them by showing them his vision, the vision which people of Africa, they are looking forward to see, the vision which people of Africa will be able to applaud. And these countries, with their military leaders, they end up welcoming this proposal from Ibrahim Traore. But the Western were like, okay, so if this is the case, let's show them. They went on in the African Union, they influenced over things there. African Union put sanctions, certain kind of sanctions on the 3 military countries. They went in the European Union, they influenced again over there. European Union even put some sanctions and cut certain kind of aids. The USA on the other side, France on the other side, the British on the other side. For them, they were like, oh, okay, we got them. Now they will be powerless. Now they don't have any country to support them. Now they are being isolated. We'll be able to get them one by one. Well, as they were busy thinking about all this, they only make one big mistake, which was to forget that people of Africa, they have something to say in all this. They end up forgetting that people who can sanction someone such as Ibrahim Traore or the military leader of Mali or Niger, it is only people and not the Western and not even the African Union. Today, where are we now? People whom they were expecting for them to be down, today they are the one who are the highlights out there. Everyone that talking about Ibrahim Traore, everyone that happy and everyone that's supporting Ibrahim Traore. It is not for nothing. It is because these people that are well aware, they know very well that Ibrahim Traore is doing exactly what we want each and every African leader to be doing for us. So that is how now they end up putting more effort sponsoring all these rebellions who are in the bush to come and fight Ibrahim Traore. So during this fight, Ibrahim Traore knows very well that no, he can't also cross his hands because he's now in the office. But he has to fight with everything in his power. And yes, the military of Burkina Faso, they are fighting so hard in order for them to take possession of the whole entire country, because there were certain areas or parts of the country which was being controlled by these rebellions and the terrorists. So now they are busy working so hard. Now, like again, we all know that in every war, there will always be victims. There will always be those ones who will be killed. And through this war, as they were fighting, there were many soldiers who died in there. Many soldiers have lost their lives. And these soldiers, well, there are those who were the husband, there are those ones who were the father, there are those ones who were the breadwinner for their families. You can just imagine the kind of pains which their loved ones they have to feel after they have lost their head of the family or their breadwinner in the family. Now, Ibrahim Traore had also a choice to behave like one of these stupid African leaders out there by ignoring these people and say that no, after all, they have a vow to die for our nation. So if it happened that they are dead, and then the normal procedure should be followed. The government was gonna bury them and maybe lie their family with something small, and that is it. He would have also chose to do so. But this man did not want to do that. He wanted to set a fine example. He wanted to lead by a good example. And he called for all these widows. He called for all these orphans for them to come in and have a conversation with him so that he can get to tell them what he's planning to do for them. And Ibrahim Traore was very clear by telling them that your husbands, your fathers, your brothers, who have lost their life in this battle, these are our heroes, which is true. Because as a soldier, it's always good to be killed in the battle of war or battle of conflict than you being killed somewhere there for some nonsense. And these soldiers, they died on the front line, and they deserve to be saluted for that. And Ibrahim Traore, he have to guarantee these families of these victims that is going to revenge. He's going to revenge for those who have committed this kind of crime. He's going to revenge for those who have supported those ones who killed them. And we have to guarantee them that no, the government is not going to abandon them. And he opened the app to make sure that each and every family members of these soldiers can get register into this app, so that they can at least be able to know who's who and how to assist them. Those ones who went to school, who have certain kind of knowledge, Ibrahim Traore promised them to give them some jobs within the government of Burkina Faso. Isn't it that something very beautiful, something that makes sense? Isn't that something supposed to be celebrated for? Because it's kind of like, no, look, if your husband was this, and then maybe you have your matric, or maybe you went to the university, you know a lot of things, well, why not giving a job in the government so that you can still also continue to work for the government and giving also your sacrifice for your own people. Those who are not qualified to work maybe for the government, or maybe because they not went to school, Ibrahim Traore promised them to give them a certain amount of money so that they can see how they can engage themselves into a certain kind of business, or should I say any kind of activities which will keep them busy in order for them to continue providing for their family. Isn't it that something very beautiful? Now, with all this being said, guys, imagine this kind of man He's the most wanted out there by the Western. They want to kill him. They want to destroy him. They want to do anything because they don't want to see him there in that position. Because they feel like, no, they are not able to continue looting the minerals of people of Burkina Faso. And they want to eliminate him. They want to do the same thing which they did to Thomas Sankara. Now, that is where me and you are coming in. We're coming in by revealing this kind of secret which the Western are up to. By telling them, passing them the message to tell them that no, yes, you have killed Patrice Lumumba, you have killed Thomas Sankara, and many more African leaders, but this one, on this generation of ours, we're not going to allow you to do such a things. We'll stand on our way. We're here to defend one of us because we want a true a total liberation of Africans all over around the world. And we're not going to allow you to come and assassinate someone again, especially in African soil. That is the kind of unity we want to see. That is the kind of language each and every Africans around the world should be able to speak and to understand. And we're just happy for Ibrahim Traore, and we encourage him to continue doing this kind of things for many people out there, not only for people of Burkina Faso, but it should also engage more in African politics, so that these other African leaders, they can be able to learn his lesson and follow his lead. Thank you guys, we really do appreciate your presence. Tell us also what you think about what Ibrahim Traore just did. We're looking forward to see you again in our next video. But for now, continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. Ciao, ciao.